Hey everyone, thanks for hopping in with me and Spike. We're off on another easy camping adventure. I already found a spot that I want to camp at, but there's another spot up here that I was originally intending on camping at, so I'm going to go up and check it out and see what it's like. Boy, it's not been easy this year getting into any of the usual camping spots in the foothills. We had a really late winter. All of February basically we've been getting snow. You know, in the Puget Sound we normally don't get snow, maybe for a couple days a year, but this year has been very strange. All of February has been snow, snow, snow. That's pretty much kept me out of the foothills here. The snow's been really wet. I came here last weekend, it was raining. There's about 10 inches of snow. There were snowmobilers driving up the road, and I just thought, man, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to find something else to do. So we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. One of the nice things about all the rain is the forest is nice and clean right now. Green and clean. And it's middle of the week, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to have my choice of sites up here. Each particular site has its own unique features and charms, and so I've got it narrowed down to a couple. If I can make it to this next one, I'll make my decision then. Well, what a nice campsite. I don't know if you can see it up here, but there's Mount Pew there, snow-covered peak. It's like 7,200 feet tall. Really pretty. And down this way, 100 yards away, there's a gate across the road. This is where they close the road. So I'm actually at the end of the road, camped in here in this little spot. Since I have my back to the road as I'm sitting there, in order to feel secure and to be secure, I always set up an alarm. So anybody comes walking down through here, it sets off my alarm. Bear, pickup, serial killer, whatever comes down through here, I'll be the first to know about it. I don't know, maybe I watch too many true crime videos, but I just don't want my back to the road like that, where I can't see if somebody's coming in. Even if I go to a restaurant, I want the gunfighter's chair. Now I can kick back and not worry about it. Don't have to look over my shoulder. And if in the middle of the night someone or something comes walking down that road, that alarm will wake me up and I'll know about it. Don't want to get taken by surprise. Well, it's starting to get a little bit chilly. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and set up my canopy so that I have a spot to get into where it's warm. I was hoping the sun would stay out and it would just be warm all day, at least while the sun was out, but that didn't happen, so I'll go ahead and set up the canopy. So just putting on these walls made all the difference. I don't even have a fire or anything going in here. With the sun shining on the canopy and the lack of wind, it's 49 degrees outside, but it's 59 degrees in here. 59 is a real nice temperature for just kicking back in camp. Well, I thought I'd go for a little walk and see where this trail goes. Can't go too far. I'll end up hitting the river down here before long. At least I hope so. That would be very pretty. This is actually a very pretty forest. You can see Bedall Creek right there. I'm camped up above that. This is the North Fork of the, I think it's the South Fork of the Sauk River. Pretty fun. I think I hear a bear breaking in my camp. I better head back. I know there's people who find the rainforest to be a little creepy. I don't. I find it very beautiful, very peaceful. Look at that. Big, long. People call that Spanish moss. It's actually a lichen, Usea longissima. Got a lot of that out here. Some of the leaves from last year. We got this great big poplar leaf. I don't see any poplar trees around, but there must be at least one somewhere. Got a lot of these alder leaves. Red alder. Very pretty leaf, really. Alnus rubra. But what I mostly see are these big leaf maples. All these maple trees around here, all these trees right here are mostly maples. Acer macrophyllum, big leaf maple. In the springtime, this is a really pretty campsite. It's so leafy. Problem is, in the spring, that's, you know, close to summer, and that's when people start showing up and I start heading farther into the mountains. Well, it's definitely getting chilly. I think I'll go ahead and pull out my campfire and get that set up. Probably won't turn it on yet, but I just want to have it ready. That feels good. Turn it on and give it the old sniff test. I don't smell anything. Been sitting here in my chair. Down there in the stream I can see some American dippers flying up and down and then stopping on the rocks and getting their dinner together. Well, it looks like the dippers are done with their dinner. I think I'll hop up out of this recliner and start mine. Tonight for dinner I'm going to roast some hot dogs and heat up some homemade chili and make some chili dogs. I'm looking forward to that. I'm not quite hungry yet, but I'm looking forward to the chili dogs to the point where I want to go ahead and start making them. I'll put this back in the fridge. So I always find it's easier to do most of the cooking at home. I got a stove, I've got a dishwasher, I've got all the dishes and all the culinary bits and baubles, so it's way easier to do all my cooking there. So last night I made this chili, homemade chili. Some water in my pot here. Even shredded the cheese at home in advance. Makes camping so much easier if I do all that kind of stuff at home. When I go camping, I don't want to be doing any housework. I don't want to be doing any dishes. I don't want to be doing any laundry. I don't want to be doing any cooking or cleaning or anything. I want to just kick back and do as little as possible. Put that on the fire. Actually, I better start roasting the hot dogs first because that will take longer than the chili. I always carry a wiener roasting stick in the back of the Spike. Okay, let's set this on the fire and get it roasted. Once I think it's down to about 3 minutes from being ready, I'll start heating up the chili. Doesn't take too long for it to heat up. I think it's close enough. I can go ahead and get the chili on here warming up. Well, somehow I didn't bring a fork, so I just have a spoon. So I'll have to eat the hot dog like a hot dog with chili on the side. But I always like to have a handful of corn chips underneath the chili and topped with a goodly portion of shredded cheese. Well, it's been a couple minutes. I think that'll do. Have a look at this hot dog. Oh, that's pretty good. In fact, pretty good is perfect. I'll get the next hot dog going because my eyes say I can eat 2 hot dogs. Get that cooking. Oh yeah, chili's done. My original intention was to just slather this hot dog up in chili, so I didn't bring any ketchup or mustard. But since I forgot my fork, that ain't happening. Man, I'm looking forward to this. Taco salad, a chili dog, and a can of ginger ale. I'm living the life of Riley. You know, that intruder alarm is something new to my camping kit. I only just got that. And I can tell you it really makes a difference. I don't have to keep looking over my shoulder while I'm eating or kicking back or anything. There's always something there. My wingman got my back. You know, if you work it just right and use enough restraint, 1 can of ginger ale will do. But it takes some restraint. I think, turn on the light. I think I'm going to go ahead. It's a little after 9 o'clock. I think I'll go ahead and crawl into bed. Probably what I'll do is just Just open up the back of Spike there, let some of this heat in, and I'll crawl into bed and call it a day. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Boy, listening to that stream last night was really excellent. Look it up there, the sun is starting to rise. Probably can't see it on the GoPro, but there's a Mount Forgotten right there is covered in snow. Looks really frosty. What a beautiful morning. Look at the canopy here. There's a lot of fog and misty last night, so the canopy's wet. Once I get the fire going, that'll all dry off. There we go. Steam is rising. The heat is going in the back of Spike. Should take, oh, I don't know, maybe 20-30 minutes for all the water on the walls to dry off. That's just the perfect amount of time for me to have breakfast. Well, I guess it's time for me to start packing things up. Put everything together and get it into Spike. But you know, even though the camping trip might be kind of over now, I don't think of it in that way. I try to enjoy every bit of the camping trip, even the packing it up. I tell myself, you know, I'm still out here. I'm still in this beautiful forest underneath the canopy of trees, looking up at the towering peaks all around, listening to the stream flowing by, smelling the fresh air. It's easy to forget that you're still here and just to think that of all the stuff that you have lying ahead, work and chores and just being back in civilization, and kind of forget that you're actually not in civilization, that you're still here, that you're still on your camping trip. And I always do everything I can to remember that. I stop, I pause, I look around, I breathe the air, I feel the breeze, I listen to the birds, I enjoy the moss, I see how spring is in the air. There's nothing budding yet, but the sky is blue and the snows have melted away. I don't want to give up this part of the trip. I don't want to let it slip by without savoring it too. It's like that last bite of cake or something. It's still worth savoring. It is, you know, the bulk of the trip is over, but I am still here and I don't want to forget that. I want to enjoy every moment of this. I still have the drive out, you know, and I always try to enjoy that too. I've got a beautiful drive through a forest ahead of me, and I don't want to put that out of my mind. I want to revel in every moment. So even as I make my way out of here, I'm going to enjoy the drive. I'm going to remember that I'm deep in a forest and I'm driving around in Spike. What an excellent thing that is. Anyhow, I appreciate your being here with me and hanging out with me and enjoying this campsite with me. But it's time for me to go. I'm going to go ahead and hop in Spike and do that drive through the forest. I'm even looking forward to that. I appreciate your being here with me. I hope you join me on my next trip. If you would, please click like and even maybe subscribe. That helps my YouTube channel. Till next time, you've been easy camping with Dan Dog and Spike.